Good morning. All right, find your center, sit up tall, lengthen through your crown, root through your sit bones. Take a few deep breaths and just allow the worries or stress or tiresomeness just kind of fall at your feet. Focus in on your breath, the gentle rise and fall. And allow yourself to just kind of slump into your spine. Let your belly relax out, let your shoulders droop. Just kind of sit into it. Makes me think of a baby when they first sit. They don't really sit up tall. They just kind of are this little pile of muscles, skin, like the Michelin Man. And just focus on your breath while you're completely relaxed in your sit posture. And then I want you to start to stabilize your posture, rooting into your sit bones, making sure your feet are face forward, your knees are tracking over your toes. Lengthening through your spine, nice and slow on a few breaths. Keeping the shoulders relaxed, the head, top of the head yearning towards the ceiling. Flip your hands over for palms up. Ready to receive the day. Don't know if you paid attention to either the email or the Facebook post that I put up about today's class. Today is May the 4th. Be with you. Would be interesting if they do get the rocket up today. If you're not a Star Wars fan, that is a reference to Star Wars. Drop your right ear to the right side. Both palms stay up. We're going to inhale and reach our left arm forward, palm up, like you're going to take something from someone. Exhale, relax it back down to the lap. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, relax it back down to the lap. Again, inhale forward. And exhale down. Let the back of the palm hover over the thigh. Inhale, open outward, lead with the thumb. Exhale, bring it in, touch the belly. Inhaling out. Exhaling in one more time. Today's the day of threes. Now you're going to inhale out, straighten the arm, bring it all the way out to shoulder level. Rotate your chin down towards your right shoulder. Reach your left fingers in the opposite direction of your chin. Trying to tuck your chin into the shoulder, to the upper part of your right neck. Lengthen through the fingers. Rotate your entire arm, flipping your hand so you come to stop sign hand. And slowly lower down. Take about 3 or 4 breaths. Keeping the fingers lifted, stretching through the wrists. Relax at your side, let the arm hang. Then rotating at the neck again to bring that ear back over to the right side. Tuck your chin and roll to the center. Return the back of the hand to the lap. Head back up to neutral. Take a couple of breaths. Realigning through the spine, rooting through the sit bones. Take your left ear to left side. Breathe into your neck. Your shoulders relax. Hands are relaxed. We're going to inhale and reach the right palm up and forward. Exhaling it back down. You can inhale up and forward. Exhale down. Inhale up and forward. Exhaling it down and letting the back of your hand hover over your thigh. Inhale, open, lead with the thumb. Exhale, lead with the pinky into the belly. Inhale, open. Exhale. Third one. This time on your inhale, you're going to take it straight out to the side, reaching the fingertips away and rotating at the neck to bring the chin down to the shoulder. Tuck the chin in a little bit, reach the palm out a little more. Flip your whole arm over, come to stop sign hand. Fingers lifted, wide fingers, stretching through your fingers, palm, wrist. Slowly, with 3 or 4 breaths, lower down. All the way down to your side. Rotate. Head facing forward, ear is still to the left side. Tuck your chin, roll to the center. Return your hand to the lap. Lift your head back up. Just turn your head side to side, as big or as small as you want, releasing any tension, keeping your shoulders relaxed. Maybe you don't want to do side to side. Maybe you want to do up and down. Maybe you want to hang and roll. Find the one that gives you some relief from any tension. And then bring your head back to center. Take your hands and place them on your hips, or right your index finger right in the crook of your joint. Slide your index finger in there and wrap your thumb around that hip bone. And then imagine pressing into your thighs, pushing them into the seat, and lengthening through your crown. You're going to inhale, lift your heart up, elbows go back a little bit. Exhale, draw the heart in, round the upper back. Inhale, lift the heart up. Press those thighs away from the heart. Exhale, round the upper back. Draw the elbows forward, shoulders forward. Inhale, lift up. It's really not in the head, it's just the heart, the chest. Big breath in. Exhale, rounding. Hold the exhale. Hold the round. If you need to breathe, that's fine. Just hold the position. Round it over. Then slowly start to stack your spine. Root through your sit bones. Start to stack your low back, mid back, upper back. Head starts to float back up on top. Press through your thighs and lengthen through your crown. Flex your left foot and lift the heel. Flex the left foot so that the toes come off the ground, and then lift the heel off the ground. Just a little bit. Feel that engagement through your thigh. Straighten the leg and bring it back down, but don't let the heel touch. Just let it glide over the top of the ground. Open and close. Open and hold. Lengthen through the crown. Little bend in the knee. Don't have it completely locked out. Toes are drawn back. Slowly take it down. Relax the foot. Relax the thigh. Press with the hands through the thighs. Lengthen through the crown. Lift the right toes up, flexing through the foot, and then take the heel off the ground. Feel that muscles engage in the thigh underneath your hands. Straighten and bring it back down. Feel the heel just kind of brush across the floor. Take it back up and down. This time you're going to take it up and hold. Micro bend in the knee. Toes are flexed back. Feel the muscles underneath the hands. Breathe. Relax and bring it down. Relax the foot. Relax the leg. Both feet are on the floor. Lift the left toes again. Lift the heel up. Straighten it out without locking. From the hip joint, you have it underneath your hands there. You can feel it. Rotate the whole leg outward. Make sure the toes don't go further out than the knee does. Bring it back to face up, and then rotate it inward. Try and prevent cranking the ankle inward. Bring them back up. Relax down. Relax the whole leg. Make sure you're lengthening again, pressing through the thighs. Lift the right toes. Bring the leg up. Rotating the whole leg, feel it under your hand, outward. Keep the toes and knee lined up. Bring them back upward. And then take them in. Feel the rotation under your hand. You're not pushing so hard, you're limiting the rotation. You're just getting a feel of it. Toes back up. And relax down. Relax your arms, relax your hands. Shake out your hands. Roll your wrists around. I tend to press harder through my thumb. My thumb's around. I don't know why, because it was, but it did. All right, so we're going to scooch forward. Scooch forward in our chair, and we're going to stretch the back of our legs. So you might want to kind of go to one side so that the chair is up underneath your butt cheek and not in the middle of your hamstring. I'm starting on my left for no particular reason. I feel like I want to lift my right leg up a little bit, so I'm going to put it on a block. I usually just get on my tippy toes, but today I'm going to use a block. So make sure that that leg is straight out from your hip joint. Toes are up. I don't care where this other leg is, as long as it's going to support you as you lean forward. Lengthen up nice and tall. You can put your hands back in your hip joint if you want to, or not. You can strap your foot and hold on to a strap if you want to. Lengthen through the crown first. Deep breath. Exhale. Start to lean forward with a flat back. Don't let the knee go perfectly straight. Keep the toes up. Keep the back flat. Imagine you have a rod in your spine. It goes all the way to the crown of your head. Stretch through the back of the leg. You might need to feel like you need some support under your heel. If it's too hard of a surface, you can pillow, block, blanket. Lengthen tall. Now, whatever leg you're using, you're going to use that same arm. You're going to inhale up next to your ear, reach, lengthen that shoulder away from that hip, and then rotate towards the bent leg and bring that arm down around to the outside of that bent leg. Breathe. You're not yanking on the bent leg, you're just resting it over there. Trying to keep the shoulders square to that side. Inhale, bring that arm up, lengthen. Exhale, rotate, bring the arm back down, sit back up, draw the foot in, shake it out. We're going to switch sides. This time I'm going to put my heel over a blanket. So make sure you have your hamstring muscle on the back of your leg kind of hanging off of the chair, so you're not cutting into it with the chair. Leg is straight out from your hip. This bent leg doesn't matter where it is, as long as it's going to be supportive to you. Find a place for your arms. Inhale, lengthen through your crown. Exhale, start to lean forward. You might have to find yourself having to reposition that bent leg once you start to lean. Rod in your spine, lengthening like that string is being pulled to the crown of your head. Straight leg, you're going to use that arm. Inhale, up next to your ear. Lengthen through the fingertips, pull the shoulder away from the hip. Rotate, exhale, and bring that back over to the other side. And just let it hang there. Trying to square the shoulders a little bit towards that side. Breathe. Draw in your belly. Inhale, bring the arm up, and then start to rotate on your exhale. Arm down, come back up, draw your foot in. Shake it out. We're going to go back to the other side, but we're going to do one cheek on and one cheek off. We stretch the back of the leg. Now we're going to stretch the front of the leg. So let that hang down. You can either be on the top of your foot or you can be on your tiptoes. It doesn't really matter for this particular exercise. And I want you to start by lining up your shoulder and your knee. So move that foot back as far as you need to have the shoulder, hip, and knee all lined up. Hold on to the back of the chair so you don't fall. Lengthen through the crown, deep breath. Now you're going to squeeze that glute and push the hip forward slightly. Outside arm is going to come forward on an inhale up. Lengthen, look up to that arm. Lengthen it away from that hip. Press the knee downward. Breathe. Hold and breathe. Now lean towards the back of your chair. Just dip your shoulder. Draw the hand across midline. Stack, come up tall. And relax that arm down, head down. Relax the glute, relax the leg, relax the foot, slide it up. Shake it out, walk yourself around to the other side. One cheek on and one off. Drop the knee. Find a comfortable position of your foot. If you want to put a pillow underneath the top of your foot, you can, so that you can relax that foot. Something kind of under the ankle to support, since it's not perfectly flat. Line up your shoulder, your hip, and your knee. Hold on to the back of the chair, keeping your balance. Lengthen through your crown first. Then squeeze your glute, press your hip forward. Outside arm is going to inhale forward and up. And you're just going to gaze is going to follow your fingers. Reach for the ceiling. Drop the hip down. And then lean towards the back of your chair. Just a tiny bit. You're staying tall. Little lean. Coming back up. Allow your arm to slide down. Head to come back to neutral. Relax your foot. Draw your knee up. Walk yourself around to the front. Shake it out. You can do some rotations. Shake out your arms, shake out your legs. Wherever you're feeling a little bit of tension, we're going to go ahead and stand. Get my stuff out of the way. We're going to stand. We're going to put the chair in front of us. Sure, I'm seen. Back up a little bit. I got to pull my pants up. Okay, I've got mine off to the side so you can still see. Have your feet about the width of the chair apart. But I want you to have your heels behind your toes so your toes are facing directly forward. Typically when we stand with a little bit of a wide leg, we stand with our feet open out. I want your feet to be back straight, facing straight forward. It's going to feel like you're making yourself be a little pigeon-toed probably. Hinge at your hips, flatten your back, and come forward. Soften your knees. Draw your belly into your spine. Imagine that you've got a tray of drinks on your low back. So you don't want to have a sway back and you don't want to be rounded too much. Keeping it nice and flat. And then just rock your hips side to side. Get that little inner thigh stretch. Keep your knees soft. Maybe your side to side gets bigger as you get to feeling a little more flexible. We're going to hold our hips right. Soften your knees. Take the weight of your hips forward and back and find the sweet spot for the stretch. Draw the belly into the spine. Reflatten the back in case we forgot. Put your left hand in the center of the chair, wide fingers. The pressure on the hand should be where the fingers touch the palm or attach to the palm. So you don't want to put pressure on your wrist. You're going to rotate and open yourself up. If your arm being in the sky is too much on that shoulder, you can take that hand to the hip. Still open the shoulder back up. Soften your knees. Draw the belly in. We're slowly going to come back down to a flat spine. Keep your hips over on the right side. And you're going to thread the needle of the arm underneath the left arm and reach towards the left side, even though the hips are yearning to the right. Draw the belly in. Center yourself back facing forward, hands on either side like where they belong. Hips are still right. Squeeze your glutes, pull the belly in, slide your hips back to the center, shake out your legs. When you're done shaking, you can go back to flat back and to rocking hips side to side. Take note of the difference between the inner thigh we just stretched and the one we haven't stretched yet. Do you feel like your hips can slide better one way or the other? Now we're going to hold to the left. Remember, our feet are still facing forward in case you got fidgety. Knees are soft. Belly is drawn in to flatten the back a little bit. Right hand is going to go in the center of the chair. Pressure at the upper palm, not in the wrist. And then rotate left. And you can bring the hand to your hip if that feels better for you. Draw your shoulder back and away to open up the chest. Soften the knees. Draw the belly in. Take a few breaths. Slowly start to bring that arm down or that shoulder down. Parallel, keep your hips to the left and slide the left arm under the right one. Thread the needle. Reach towards the right with the fingers. Keep the hips left. And gently release. Put your hands back to where they belong on either side. Squeeze the butt, pull the belly in, and slide your hips back to center. And shake out your legs. All right, heel toe, walk your feet so they're underneath your hips evenly. We're going to do extension with opposite arm and leg. So I don't hit the curtain. I'm going to flip myself. I'll still be able to see me. All right, we're going to transition our weight to our right leg. And on the upper body, I want you to have a majority of your weight on the left hand. We're going to draw the left foot in close to the right one. Be up on your toes on the left foot. Belly is drawn in, lengthen from tailbone to crown. Start to lift the left leg back behind you. Start to release the right hand from the chair and reach it overhead. If it's not comfortable being overhead, you can rest the hand on your back like you're giving yourself a pat on the back. Lengthen from fingertips to toes or elbow if your arm's bent. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw the elbow and knee in towards each other. All the air out. Inhale, lengthen. You're going to do 3 of these. Try not to arch your back. Exhale, draw them in together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw them in together. Last inhale is going to lengthen and hold. Belly in, flat back. Hand comes down first. Bend the knee and bring it back down. Right underneath your hips. Weight over both legs. You can rock your hips back and forth. You can rock your hips forward and back, releasing tension from your hands. If you want to stand for a minute and roll your wrists around, you can do that before we do the other side. Whatever you feel like you want to do, or we take a moment, take a couple more breaths, reposition ourselves, and get ready to do the other side. Feet even over hips, under hips, not over. Weight goes to the left foot. Upper body weight transitions to the right arm. Slide the right foot in close to the left, up on the right toes. Lengthen the right leg behind you. Releasing the pressure on the left hand Either start taking your elbow up or start taking the whole arm to reach overhead. Draw the belly in, rotating your right hip towards the floor. So you're not letting your hip open up. You're rotating and flattening your low back. Deep breath, lengthen. Exhale, elbow and knee come together in the middle. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, draw them in. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw them in. Inhale and lengthen and hold for a moment. Readjust. Hips should be towards floor. Lengthen and gently relax them down. Turning your weight to both feet, to both hands, into a forward fold. You can either go to elbows to the chair, forehead to the chair, or step away from the chair and fold with no assistance. Let yourself hang. Bend into your knees to release any tension through the back of the thighs. Our intention is not to stretch the back of the thighs either. Really, the only stretch you're getting is the gravity drawing your spine. You can rock, you can stay still. You could be supported or not. Everybody, bend your knees like you're going to sit down on a chair behind you. Lift your head to flatten your back. Draw your shoulders down your back. Looking at the seat of the chair or out in front of you. In that nice seated position, we're going to inhale, draw our arms up. Exhale down. I actually have my belly resting on my thighs. That's perfectly fine. Inhale, arms up. Exhale down. This time when you inhale, you're going to come all the way up. Inhale up. Exhale down. Shake out your legs, work yourself to the floor. That's probably really loud when I put a chair down like that, isn't it? I apologize. So if you haven't noticed yet, when we do the what we just did with a chair with our opposite arm and leg is kind of replacing to some degree, not all, but to some degree it's replacing the laying on our belly on the floor, because I know that's not the most comfortable for everyone. There is a couple of things we can't do on the chair that we can do on the floor, but finding ways to modify it. Draw your legs in, roll yourself back. All right, we're going to start with both feet on the floor, comfortable hip distance apart. Line up your hips and shoulders. Do some mobility through our hip joint. I want you to slide on your heel, your right foot out. Keep your foot softly flexed so the toes stay up. I want we got our right leg out. I want your right arm to either be out in the T, up in the Y, or all the way up above your head in opposition to the right leg. So I want you to, if you have mobility to do all three, I want you to alternate between T and then Y and feel the change in the side body when you bring it all the way up. I feel a stretch right above my hip joint, or my hip bone, not joint. Find the one that's most comfortable but provides you a little bit of stretch. Sorry. Foot softly flexed. We're just going to lay this arm here. So when your arm gets tired, switch to a different position, either the Y or the T. We're just going to let it lay there and open up through the shoulder blade. If you need to bend your elbow on this right arm to be at half of a diamond, you can do that as well. Find a position that you can hold it for a little bit while we focus down there, okay? We're going to do rotations through the hip joint. So we're going to slide the leg up, slide on your heel, open the knee out, then slide the side of your foot back out. Come back up, toes up on the heel and a soft flex. Slide it in. You never really even come off the heel. You just roll off to the outside edge as you take the knee out and then slide it back out. Knee faces ceiling, slide it back in. Open it out. Slide on the outside edge of your heel, below your ankle, and then bring it back up to beginning. We're going to go the other direction. So you're going to roll your toes outward, come on the outside edge of your heel and start to bend your knee on the outside. Draw it in as far as you can before you roll up onto the center of your heel and then slide it out. Roll out and up, in and down. We did 3, one more, out and up, in and down. That's the third one. Hold it out. Take the right foot, and I want you to scooch it, slide it over to the left side. So you're drawing it over to the left side as far as you can, opening up through the hip a little bit more. Try and relax the left side. Whatever's going on in the right, the left tries to compensate, create assistance, doesn't need it. Draw your belly in if you find any pressure in your back. Slide that right leg back out where it belongs. Slide the heel in. We're going to switch sides. So relax your right arm. Bring it back down to your side. Slide your left leg out. And then find a position with your left arm, either in the T, the Y, or overhead. Overhead, you can also bend your elbow for a diamond. You want a little bit of openness in your shoulder. Let gravity relax. If you want to put a little blanket or something under your actual shoulder for support so it doesn't open too far, you can do that too. Focusing on the lower part of our body. Soft flex the foot, slide the heel up. Roll to the outside edge. Slide the outside edge down and roll back up to straight leg. Slide up. Roll out. Slide down. Straight leg. Slide up. Roll out. Slide out. Roll back up to straight leg. We're going to do that whole sequence 3 times the other direction. So roll the whole straight leg outwards. Then start to bend and slide in. Then roll the knee back up. Slide out to straight leg. Roll the knee out. Bend open. Draw it in. Draw it up. One more. Slide out straight. Roll outward. Slide and bending up. Roll the knee in. Slide out straight leg. Holding the straight leg, lengthen. And then slide that left leg over to the right side. Keep the right side relaxed. Breathe. This is a good way to stretch the T. One of the best ways to stretch the T-band is to stand with your feet crossed and lean forward. However, I know several of you had hip surgeries and you can't really do that because it puts too much pressure. You can slide this leg over without that standing pressure, that gravity pushing on that joint. And you can tolerate it just a little bit where you really shouldn't tolerate it all standing. Slide that leg back. Slide the heel up so you have both knees in. Relax that arm down. Realign your spine if need be. Walk your feet to the outside edges of your mat. Center yourself on your mat. And let's do some flopping. Flop your knees side to side, windshield wiper. And we're going to take knees to the right. Roll up on the outside edges of your feet. Put a support underneath that outer thigh if you need to. Flex your feet if you need to for your knees. If your shoulders have had it, you can skip this part, but if you want to open your arms out to a T or to a cactus, you can. Really, any of them you want. T, Y, cactus, diamond, overhead. Squeeze the left glute. Press the hip forward. Relax the right leg. Draw the belly in. Make your breathing a little shallow as you draw the belly in tight. Help assist the stretch. Squeeze the glute. Release. Relax. Belly in, knees up. Flop side to side. Both knees left. Roll onto the outside edges of your feet. Switch positions of your arms if you would like to. Squeeze the left glute. Sorry, wrong one, right one. Squeeze the right glute. Press the hip forward. Relax the left leg. Flex the heels, feet if you need to for your knees. Support underneath the left leg if you need to for your back. Draw the belly into your spine. Strengthens that squeeze a little bit more. Breathe. Relax the glute, but keep the belly drawn in and draw knees up. Flop, release your arms. Keeping your knees wide, draw your knees up, hands on the shins or under the outside, and just kind of relax them open, feel inner thigh stretch. Push them together. Let them fall open again. You can control it with your hands as much or as little stretch as you want. Push them back together. Ready yourself for Shavasana. Get all your creature comforts together, your blankets, your pillows, your eye mask. Make sure you're fully supported. Hips and shoulders are lined up. You feel lengthened, your back feels supported, your legs feel supported, your arms. And after you've got everything situated, come into your breath. The rise and fall of your chest. And I want you to allow your mind to wander around the breath. Have you ever sat and watched a child breathe while they're sleeping, or an animal? Their body completely at rest. The rise and fall is slow when they're at rest. Their eyes are closed. Their joints lax and open. Imagine yourself at rest. Imagine the rise and fall as if you could watch yourself sleep. The soft eyes, the soft face. No emotion really shows on the face when you sleep unless you're dreaming. Feel that relaxed breath in your lungs. Feel that feeling press out from your lungs to your shoulders and your hips. Feel relaxed from the shoulder joint all the way down to the tip of each finger. Almost as if they are taking on breath and they are rising and falling with your breath. Allow the feeling from the hips all the way down to the tips of all 10 toes. Feel the breath in the legs, almost as if they rise and fall as well. Draw your thoughts back to your breath if they wander. To the tips of the fingers and the tips of the toes, can you feel your heartbeat? Or can you feel the rhythm of your breath? The rhythm of the cycles of our body. So many things happen in one breath and in one heartbeat. Draw into your mind and allow yourself to visualize fog over the earth. Imagine yourself standing in the fog. And it's almost as if the fog has breath. It moves and changes with even the slightest bit of wind. Looking forward, looking up, looking down. The fog is fairly dense, but you can see light emitting from somewhere in the distance, creating a halo effect in the fog, large globes of light. The fog is moist on your skin. It moistens your hair and your clothing. The air feels heavy yet cool. It is either dusk or dawn, but low light. Feel the breath of the fog as if it breathes around you. Feel the fog begin to lift, allowing it to lift higher in breath as if it is full of helium, making the globes of light smaller and more distinguished so you can pick them out on buildings. The fog lifts higher into the atmosphere. Your vision clears, and where are you? What is around you? What do you see? As you look up, you see that the fog is dissipated and the stars are in the sky. You release the fog from your physical body, release the fog from your mind, clear up your thoughts, clear your intentions, clear your day. Imagine you could press the fog away with just a breath. Press the fog of doubt, the fog of unknown, the fog of fear, the fog of worry. Open it up for clearness of joy, compassion, happiness, clarity. Take a nice deep breath, filling your lungs up with clean, crisp air, and audibly release it out. Bring your awareness to the tips of your fingers and the tips of your toes. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Roll your wrists and ankles. Bend and straighten the elbows and the knees. Squeeze and release the glutes, shrug the shoulders, arch and contract the spine, turn the head from side to side, create some movement in each joint. Gently draw one knee at a time into your chest, either roll or sit still. When you're ready, roll over onto your side. Pick a side that's most comfortable. Stack shoulders, hips, and knees. Let gravity transition from back to side. If you find yourself in the fog, take a deep breath. Audibly exhale it out and just imagine that fog dissipates and clarity remains. Gently peel yourself off of the mat, bringing yourself to a comfortable seat. Dropping your head forward, just rotate your neck back and forth. And then go from a rotation to a roll, from side to side, ear to ear. Hold on the left, rotate nose to ceiling, and nose to shoulder. Back to forward, tuck and roll over to the right, rotate nose to ceiling, nose down to shoulder. Facing forward, roll back to center, lift head up and down. Full range of motion, up and down. Back to center. Using our arms, we're going to inhale them forward all the way up. Exhale them down. Another one forward. Inhale up and down. Now to the outside. Inhale up and down. And again, up and down. One arm at a time. Right arm forward, up and back and down. And then around the back. Up, around and forward. Right, left one up, back and down. Big arch circle, half a circle, moon shape, whatever you want to do. Right arm forward, up, back and down. And then up, forward and down. Left one again, up, back and down. And forward. And relax. Lengthen through crown, hands in your lap or at your side. Both arms to your side. Inhale, gather air. Gather it all the way up to the ceiling. Press the air down. Again, gather air. Inhale, arms up. Hands come overhead and hold them overhead. You can interlace your fingers if you want and lean right. Come back up to center. Lean left. Back up to center. Lean back tiny bit. Lean forward tiny bit. This is up in the upper back. Come back to center. Inhale, lengthen through the hands. Palms together. Exhale, bring them down to your chest. Flutter your eyes open. And namaste.